Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. 1 second, dear devotees. 1 minute, kids. Okay, so what did you all remember from last time?
I think,
yeah, I'm going to go through. Okay, I'm going to go through from what we did last time so that we can all have a quick recap on that. Okay, kids, and then you can really tell me what all we did. Okay, I will ask you questions after this. Okay. So, Manhar, yes, dear, what do you want?
I remember that last time, like they were Angad and everyone else were searching for Sita in this cave, and in the cave they got lost and they were very thirsty, and then asked the guard of the cave for where water is, and I forgot what happened next.
Yeah, so I'll do a recap. Okay, dear. So remember this point. So everybody had confidence in Hanuman, thinking, oh, this guy is the one who's going to find Sita Mata, right? And that's why, remember, Ram actually gave his ring to Hanuman, saying, you whenever you meet Sita, you please give that ring to her, because that way Sita Mata will recognize that you're my guy. Okay, so that much you understood. Now, after that, what happened was, Hanuman actually took that ring from Rama, and then he kept it on his head and bowed down to Ram, and then he went for searching Mother Sita. And then Rama asked Sugriva, how do you know, Sugriva was wondering, Rama was wondering when he saw that Sugriva had so much knowledge about Earth's geography, and asked him, why, how come you know so much about the geography of the earth? And for that he responded saying, oh, you know what, I happen to fear Bali, and I happen to go every place, every possible place. I just found a hideout, and then recognized that there's one place that Bali can't attack me. That is the place of Mandakumuni ashram, and that is where I went. For that reason I went there, and then stayed there in Mandakamuni's ashram. So far, are you clear, kids? And then now I'm going to start about what happened after that. As the monkeys searched for Sita, they spread out during the day to comb their allotted areas, and the night regrouped to take rest. 1 month has elapsed. Vinita, Satabali, Sushena, they returned, having thoroughly scored their assigned regions. With sad faces, they came to Sugriva and said, you know what, Sugriva, we are not able to find Mother Sita. No, we couldn't do that. I'm really sorry about it. Sugriva sat next to Ram as the monkeys came and related to him their experiences. Everyone concluded that Hanuman was the only hope. So these people, when they all started to come back and tell Sugriva that we are not able to find Sita, that time the only hope was Hanuman. Okay, you all are clear with this concept. And then as the party led by Angada thoroughly searched throughout the desolate Vindhya mountain range, they became tormented by hunger and thirst. And that's when he was saying, right, Manhar was saying, they were devoid of water. That place doesn't have water at all. And therefore the monkeys left the mountains and entered the adjoining forest. There they were disappointed to find out that when you look at the trees doesn't have leaves. If the leaves are not there, then how can the fruits come from them? No, it is not possible. That is due to the lack of water. And because the streams were all dried up, there was no water in the running stream. There was no water. It's not even running. Just dried up completely. The forest had once become the home of a great sage named Kandu. And when the son died permanently at the age of 10, the rishi became so angry that he cursed the entire forest, that it is going to be unfit for any kind of habitation. And that is the reason why we see such a kind of drought in this forest. While roaming in this desolate forest, the monkeys came upon a ferocious Rakshasa. Although the demon was fearless, having a benediction from the demigods, he was killed by Angada. And who's Angada? He's the son of Bali, right? And he thought him to be Ravana. Oh, I killed Ravana. But he was not Ravana, as you all know. However, when Angada's party searched the entire area after killing the demon, they couldn't find Mother Sita. Okay, and they became disappointed. So they thought, oh, they achieved something really big. But then when they looked upon Mother Sita's whereabouts, they could not find Mother Sita. And hence, they were kind of disappointed due to that fact. And then Angada urged the monkeys on their search around the Vindhya mountain range. The allotted 1 month came to an end. So they were given a time limit, isn't it? Within a month's time, they are supposed to find Mother Sita, and their time limit has come to an end. Oppressed by hunger and thirst, the monkeys searched for water. Then Angada and Tara sighted a cave where moist creepers grew thickly and aquatic birds flocked. They hastened to the cave, hoping to find water in it. So finally, they came across a cave which had a lot of water, and there was moist in there, and there were a lot of aquatic flocks of birds there. And when you see such living creatures, then you understand there must be some habitation there because of which the cave is thriving, isn't it? The cave was deep and dark, and they cautiously entered it. They made a chain by holding hands. Finally, after proceeding for 8 miles, the monkeys could see a light deep within the cave. Proceeding further, they came upon the grove of golden trees. Soon they came upon golden palaces, beautiful ponds, lovely gardens. In the midst of this heavenly grove, the monkeys beheld an aesthetic woman dressed in a black deer skin, and there was spiritual effulgence with her seen in her. Hanuman approached her with folded hands. Kindly tell us, who are you and who does this cave belong to? We are tired and thirsty. We have been wandering about through this waterless regions for a very, very long time now. So I would appreciate if you could tell me more details about who this cave belongs to. And we in fact come after searching for water in so many different places, but we couldn't find water and we are so thirsty. The woman actually is now responding. She's saying, I am Swayam Prabha, the daughter of Meru Swarini, the superintendent deity of Mount Meru. I'm friend of Apsara Hema, and I remain here guarding this hermitage. This cave, Rakshabila, is the creation of Maya Danava. After performing austerities here, Maya Danava received a benediction from Lord Brahma that enabled him to possess mystic powers known to Shukracharya. So now, kids, you have to understand a few things here. I'm not going to ask you to remember a lot of things, but you should understand that this cave is actually created by who? Maya Danava. Because of his mystic powers, he actually got benedictions from Lord Brahma, and he prayed to Lord Brahma. Because of that, he was able to create this particular cave. And then he also acquired mystic powers equal to that of Sukracharya. And Maya Danava continued dwelling here. But then what happened was, Maya Danava, he then became attached to Apsara Hema. She's she's coming from Swarga, I believe. And whenever a person gets attached to somebody from Swarga, Indra gets provoked. So he comes and attacks Maya Danava, and then Brahma. So then what happened was, Indra drove Maya Danava out of this cave. Do you understand? And then with his thunderbolt. And then Brahma gave this cave to Apsara Hema. And now this particular person is Apsara's friend. Hema's friend is, what is her name? Swayam Prabha. Okay, she's actually guarding this cave, and she's the one who's in touch with Hanuman, and she is conversing now. According to Vedic etiquette, one must always welcome a guest. So the Swayam Prabha, she was so courteous. She was so nice. When guests come, if you behave in a very bad manner, Is it befitting for you? Is it good? Do you think they will have good feelings for you? They will think, oh, we should never come to this house because these boys are behaving, or these girls are, the guests are behaving so weird. We cannot come and stay here, or we cannot be, here for a long time. It's kind of annoying. We should never create that inimical feeling for them. And we should always be pleasing. When guests come, we leave our work, whatever we are doing, for some time. We just have to spare time talking some nice words with them, talking about how are they doing, how was their journey, where are they going, what are they going to do, and then give them some snacks, water, whatever we prepared, in a very nice manner. Like, you should bring it in a container, in a tray, so that it is pleasing for them. They should feel welcomed. And if they feel unwelcomed, then that's not a good idea, isn't it? So we need to make sure we follow this etiquette of what Swayam Prabha is following here. Okay. So what did she do? She offered them a sitting place. Okay. First of all, they were so thirsty. They didn't have sitting place. And then she offered refreshments for her, because there was nothing they could find anywhere in the forest because of the curse. And they were really, really kind of worn out in that manner. So to have some refreshments is very good, isn't it? And so she did give them refreshments. Afterwards, one can inquire about their well-being. See, she's inquiring about their well-being now. Even if the host is poor, if he can't offer refreshments, or if he doesn't have even a place to sit, if his house is so small, even then he can offer some sitting place, isn't it? Some clean sitting place. Even, you don't have a sofa or a chair, no problem. Some sitting place, you can put a mat and offer them a glass of water, isn't it? Glass of water doesn't take any money, right? Even if you're very, very poor, I'm talking about that scenario. In such a pleasant atmosphere, a guest is sure to feel peaceful and happy. Thus, Swayam Prabha heartily welcomed the visitors. Are you all clear, kids, with this concept of how a guest has to be treated, and why a guest has to be treated, and how was Swayam Prabha behaving in this case? How will you behave when your guests come to your house? So these are the few questions I'll be asking from this theme. All right. Are you clear? If you have any questions, please ask those questions right now before I go on to the next theme. Kids, any questions? Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Me too. I'm good.
How about Varun, Satvik, Akshara?
Me too. I'm good.
You're good. Akshara, Satvik, Aditya?
Good, Mataji. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, Kushi. Okay. All right. So now Swayam Prabha replied, because I'm engaged in performing austerities, I have nothing to ask from others. So so 1 minute before that, what happened was, now they were all beautifully taken care of by Swayam Prabha, and Hanuman, he now intervened, and he happened to narrate the entire story because he was asked about his well-being, and he started narrating why he is here and what reasons he is here. And then he is asking, we can thank you enough, Swayam Prabha, for your reception, for your kind reception. We cannot thank you enough. Is there any service that I can perform for you? Is it possible? You know what? I have taken so much services from you, and I want to return that to you. See, when you go to anybody's house, right? Friend's house, or your, relative's house, when they are doing so much for you, shouldn't we have that gratitude to ask them, can I do something in return for you? And at least when we are nicely fed, and when we are taken care of by our relatives or by our friends' parents, don't we say thank you? From our heart, I mean, literally. So these are all good manners, kids. So if you haven't developed that attitude of saying thanks, and saying how can I help you or serve you, because they do so much for you, and when friends come, you prepare them some delicacies, you give them, yes, here you go, I know you must be hungry, here you go with a plate, and offer them some snacks or some bread cheese or something that you can make, so that they feel entertained, or they feel very, very much at home. Oh, such a nice boy, he's taking care of me. In turn, we must ask, how can I also be of help to you? If you want me to help you in any way, how can I be of help? So these are all good manners. When somebody is serving somebody else, I know we have very good examples, right? I mean, when somebody prepares, say in your house, if your brother is doing some delicacy, he offers it to his friends, and he offers it to his parents, he offers it to his brother or sister, sibling at home. So these are all the ways we can be grateful and we can show our affection to others. So when somebody is doing this for you, you must also do something in return. If not that time, at least in the next time, you should serve them. When somebody is serving you, you should serve them the next time. And your parents are constantly serving you in several different ways. And that is why there is no excuse for them, for you to say no to them. Okay, always try to be in the service mood. Okay, kids, this is an important learning lesson, how Hanuman reciprocated his service attitude. This will be the question that I will be asking you. Are you clear with that particular theme of how Hanuman reciprocated to Swayamprabha and how we should reciprocate?
I understand how we reciprocate, but I didn't understand how Hanuman does.
So Hanuman, he immediately asked Swayamprabha, oh Swayamprabha, you know what, you served us so nicely. How can I be of service to you, Swayamprabha? Like that he asked.
Okay.
Yeah. And hi Shiva, you joined a little late here. We are just, going over the Swayamprabha section. Remember from last time, they were, so they were finding, they didn't find any place with water, and then they entered into this cave, and this cave had lot of water. Remember that part, Shiva? So we are discussing that, okay? Yeah, good job. Swayamprabha replied, okay. Then thereafter, the Swayamprabha replied, because, I'm doing some austerities, and so I don't have anything to ask from you, dear Hanuman. Hanuman then said, our master, the monkey king Sugriva, has allotted 1 month for us to look for Mother Sita. This time has expired. It is already gone. And therefore, I feel doomed. I feel so sad about this fact, because I'm not able to find Mother Sita. Is there any way you can help us? Do you think there is a possibility? See, and another important point right here as a learning lesson for us. He's not, he's always focused on his goal, right? Even during this time where he's been treated, oh, Hapada, I got nice drinks, I got nice refreshments. Let me take some rest. Let me sleep. Let me just bend my neck, and it's all hurting so much. Let me take a nap for some time. Is he thinking how he can enjoy himself? No, he is concerned about the goal that he has. And his goal here is to fulfill. His goal is to serve Lord Krishna. That is all our ultimate goal. And the service to Lord Krishna here, to Rama here, is in the form of finding out Mother Sita. So this is our ultimate goal, isn't it? And here he is focused on his ultimate goal of fulfilling his promise to Lord Ram. And Swayamprabha replied, it is impossible for anyone who has entered this cave to go out alive. However, I'm going to assist you because of my mystic powers. But you must close your eyes. See, you should just close your eyes. You cannot open it until you leave this cave. If you open it, then that's going to be a problem. Okay. Thereafter, the monkeys kept their eyes tightly shut. They felt themselves being transported out of the cave. When they at last opened their eyes, they saw that everyone had carried out of the cave. Looking about, they could see that all the trees are now in full bloom. Apparently, the spring has arrived. So from autumn, spring season has arrived. So the only condition the Swayamprabha put forth to the monkeys was that when you're going to leave the cave, you have to close your eyes. You should not open your eyes till you leave the cave. And the monkeys just followed her advice, and they didn't open their eyes, and they were transported out of the cave. When they came out of the cave, they were able to see the lot of flowers blossoming, and very nicely they were able to understand, oh my God, spring season has come. That's what they understood. And then upon seeing that spring, they were not happy, because they remembered the promise to Lord Ram that they had made, to Sugriva that they had made. The monkeys became very depressed, thinking of how so much time has somehow mysteriously elapsed. We always find the time flies so fast. Weekends come, but before we realize, the weekend is already gone, and tomorrow we have to go to school. Don't we feel that? Every time when the weekend comes, don't we feel it goes very fast? Have you had that experience, kids? Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah,
Yes, Mataji.
correct, isn't it? That's how these people also felt. Oh my God, 1 month, how can it pass so fast? I don't understand. Angada then suggested, we should all sit down and fast until death. For that would be more noble than being killed by Sugriva for our negligence. I'm thinking we all should just fast until death, because going to Sugriva and getting killed by him in his hands is not a great idea. I'm thinking for that we can better fast. All assembled monkeys agreed, and there was no question of them returning to Kishkinda without obtaining the information about Sita. Tara then proposed, let us take shelter within this inaccessible cave, for you could live there without the fear of being discovered. Tara, see, Angada said, we'll fast until death, because it's better to be better to be killed by fasting, better to kill ourselves by fasting rather than being killed by Sugriva. And now Tara is suggesting, why can't we go to this inaccessible cave and live there fearlessly, because nobody is going to attack us there and nobody can enter the cave like that. And she was proposing another idea now, because now the deadline has come. They haven't found Mother Sita. Angada remained silent, as if ready to approve this plan. However, Hanuman said, my dear prince, I consider you to be endowed with 8 attributes of intelligence: an inclination to hear what others have to say, the capacity to hear. So what does intelligence mean? Hanuman is explaining this to Prince. Who's the prince? Angada is the prince, and he's explaining that to Angada. Till now, are you clear what Tara proposed, what Angada proposed, and what was their reaction when they saw spring season? And now I'm going to talk about an important concept. What is intelligence? If you think you are an intelligent person, how can we identify you? So when we actually talk to a person, we can understand what kind of person that person is. If he is going to give respect to somebody, if he is going to be humble, if he is going to have the service attitude, we will know from how he speaks. Hey, if he says like this, then we understand this guy is rude. This guy has no feelings. This guy is not supposed to be one who I should be in touch with, because I will get the same kind of, if I'm in the association of somebody, if that person is rude, then I may also become rude eventually, isn't it? If he's talking like this in a very impolite way, we don't want to be friends with such kind of person. On the contrast, if you are with a person, oh yeah, this is very nice, very humbly, nicely talks, and then he is very intelligent when it comes to giving some solutions to problems that you have in school or things of that nature, then we can learn something from him. How not to waste time, how to be active, how to be respectful to others, how to help others. All this can be learned from him. So the association we keep is very, very important. If you are going to go in an association of friends who want to play video games, who want to enjoy their life, who wants to eat all kinds of food stuff, all junk is not good. You think junk can be very appealing for us. It can very much taste nice to the taste buds, but they are poisonous to the body. Not at all a good idea if you're eating junk, okay? If you have that habit, please refrain from that. And now I'm going to talk about what did Hanuman say to Angada. Can we all bring our minds back to wherever we are? If you're touching your computer, please refrain from doing so. Just put your hands up like this and make sure that you don't have your iPad being touched or the screens, because there is a tendency for us to click. Okay, so that's why we need to refrain and put our hands up so that we surrender to Krishna. All right, so this is important. And now I'm going to talk about intelligence, the concept of intelligence. So let's learn what is that. I consider you to be endowed with 8 attributes of intelligence. What are those 8 attributes? We will see now. An inclination to hear what others have to say. You know what? Some people, they don't even feel like they don't listen to others. Even before the others have to comment upon something, they will just interrupt and they will break the conversation. They will not allow others to talk. So here it's very important. Hanuman is saying an inclination to hear what does the other person want to say? What is his opinion? The capacity to hear what others have to say. Capacity means you should be in a position to understand, okay, what is this person trying to say? Ability to comprehend the basic meaning of what others want to say. See, if somebody is saying something, if I am speaking, you should have that ability to comprehend, isn't it? That's what it is. And then capacity to reason in favor of a proposition. So if I'm talking about a topic, I should be able to reason in favor of a proposition. Whatever I'm talking about, in favor of it, I should be able to propound. And then a capacity to reason against the proposition. All right. And then deep insight into meaning of what others say and true wisdom. So these are all the things, characteristics of intelligence. I don't want you to remember everything, but basic thing is you have to understand what others have to say. You have to have that capacity to understand. And then you must be in a position to talk in favor of the proposition, and then against the proposition also. And then a basic intent of what are they conveying, that must be understood. The intent, what is the intent that they are trying to convey? And then a wisdom, right? All these are characteristics of intelligence. And beyond all this, you are endowed with 14 excellences that characterize great personalities. So a sense of time and place, firmness, ability to endure all kinds of hardship, knowledge of subjects, expertise, rigor, ability to guard secrets, consistency, heroism, ability to judge one's own strength in comparison to that of enemy, appreciation for services rendered by others, compassion for surrendered souls, indignation, the presence of unrighteousness, and steadiness in duty. So Hanuman is actually trying to praise Angada here. Okay. So first he spoke about, oh, you have 8 characteristics of intelligence. And now he's saying you have these 14 excellent qualities in you. And some of the qualities he's talking about are steadiness. So steadiness in duty. That means he never falters from the duty. He never says no to his duty. He always performs his duty without neglecting it. So that is one. Okay. And then he says, you appreciate for services done by others. See, whenever somebody says, say for example, your mom is bringing something to you, a fresh delicacy, and you say thank you to her, or you give her respect. Mom, you're so sweet. You give her some hug, you give her a kiss. Why can't you be like that? That is what is attachment, and that is what is affection. And when this happens, the weakness of heart will go away. Weakness of heart means because of that we get angry, all that, right? That is weakness of heart. So this weakness of heart will go away when you actually show attachment. So now Hanuman is actually flattering Angada. He's saying, you know what, you are steady in your duty. You know what, you appreciate the others for their services. You know what, you can endure all kinds of hardship, because currently they are going through hardship, and he's saying we will fast and die here. He doesn't want Angada to do that. And that is why he's praising Angada. Are you clear with that concept? Why he's actually trying to flatter Angada here? Because he wants to give up, because the time is over. He wants to give it up. And Hanuman, he's so focused on the goal. He wants to accomplish the mission however possible. But he doesn't want Angada to give it up. That is why he's saying, hey, Angada, you are steady in your duty. Hey, Angada, you have the attitude to praise others. Hey, Angada, you can endure all kinds of troubles and tolerate it. You have the rigor, and you have the ability to.
So it's kind of like convincing Angada.
Correct. Ability to guard secrets. You have consistency, and you have compassion for the surrendered soul. So he's kind of praising him so much, so that yes, Varun, to your point, so that he is convinced and be able to fulfill the mission of Lord Ram. In this way, Hanuman employed the first political expedient by flattering Angada. Then he utilized the third by causing some dissension among the monkeys, making them argue about what should be done. Finally, he intimidated Angada by saying, if you go through with your foolish plan to live within the cave, then you shall soon meet with disaster. The other monkeys will not remain faithful to you for very long under such conditions. Moreover, eventually Lakshmana will find out where you are, and he will destroy the cave along with the other monkeys. However, if you return to Kishkinda, Sugriva will certainly forgive you because you are the only son. He will install you on the throne. Angada is now getting succumbed to the plan of Tara. Tara said, "Lo, let's go to this inaccessible cave. That way we can live without fear, happily ever after. No problem," like that. But Hanuman doesn't want to do that. He says, so he first praises Angada, reminding him of his duty. Okay. So that's why he establishes these 8 characteristics of Angada in the terms of intelligence, and then he says another 14 attributes, which actually are the qualities of Angada, like that he says. And then he caused dissension. Next thing what he did was, he made the monkeys argue. Oh, what should we do now? What should we do now? This monkey says this monkey says this. So he's creating a sort of commotion there. And the third thing he's doing is that he's saying, Angada, if you're going to go with this plan of Tara, go to this inaccessible cave, you're going to be doomed. Lakshmana will somehow or the other, he will find out where you are living, and he will completely destroy the cave along with other monkeys. It's not a good idea to stay there. Okay. And what it's better is, we'll go to Sugriva, tell him what had happened. He will give forgiveness, and he will make you the king also, because you're the heir apparent. This is what we should do. Okay, let's do that. Like that, Hanuman is telling Angada. And then Angada countered Hanuman by arguing, "You are overestimating Sugriva and forget that he is enjoying his elder brother's wife. Sugriva purposefully neglected his promise to Ram and took action after being threatened by Lakshman. Therefore, whoever wants to return home can. However, I shall remain here fasting until death." So Angada is now saying, arguing against Hanuman. He's saying, see, you are overestimating this guy Sugriva. Okay. First of all, what he's doing, he's enjoying with Vali's wife. That's also wrong. That's not supposed to be there. Okay. And Sugriva, he purposefully neglected his promise to Rama. Okay, he didn't he didn't do it on time. He was enjoying and he didn't do it on time. And that's why he had to be threatened by Lakshmana. And on top of it, if you want to go home and return to Sugriva, you guys go. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just fast until death here. I'm not going to come. This is what Angada is saying. And then after saying this, Angada sat down on the pusha grass and wept. The other monkeys surrounded him, likewise determined to give up their lives. Then Sampati, the elder brother of Jatayu, came out of this cave and perched upon a top of a mountain in sight of these monkeys. Being overjoyed, said aloud to himself, "By the gaze of Providence, I have some food after a long time." When the monkeys begin to fall down dead from starvation, I shall eat them one by one. So this guy, can you all understand, kids? Sampati is the brother of Jatayu. Okay, he came there and then he was overjoyed seeing all of them here, and he said, "Oh, you guys are going to fast until death. Oh, that's a good meal for me then. If you guys fast until death, I can eat you one by one. It's a very, very nice meal. Ah, very good, very good. Go ahead and guys fast." Like that, this Sampati was trying to irritate them. Hearing this, Angada became very agitated. Addressing Hanuman, he said, "What a horrible fate we now face. This is all due to evil Kaikeyi. First, she caused the destruction of the great soul Jatayu, then Vali, and now she will become the cause of our deaths as well." All this is because of this Kaikeyi, and this is what did she do? She actually killed Jatayu. She was responsible for the death of Vali, and now she's responsible for the death of all of us. This is what is Kaikeyi. That is why it's happening. This is the first time Sampati had heard of Jatayu's death, so he requested, "Please tell me all the details about passing of my younger brother."
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how did Bali die?
Oh, you didn't attend the class?
Yeah.
You attended Vali's class, death of Vali?
I went with Dakla. Yeah, few minutes. For a few minutes.
You went out for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So what, basically he died because of Ram. Ram happened to kill Vali. Okay. So that is how he died. And So we understand that Ram had promised Sugriva that he would take care of. Ram had promised to Sugriva, saying that he will take care of Sugriva, and so as a commitment to his friend, he happened to kill Bali. Okay, so that is how he got killed, by the hands of Lord Ram. Okay, so now, so Angada is just saying this as a statement. It's all because of Kaigeyi, because indirectly she was responsible, right? In the sense, because of it, Ram had to go to the forest, and Sita was kidnapped. All this has happened because of Kaigeyi. That's how he's kind of relating it to. Okay. And now what happened? Sampati now heard about Jatayu. Oh, his brother Jatayu's killed. He's hearing this for the first time, and he became surprised. Oh my God, are you saying my younger brother has passed away? Can you please tell me details about passing of my younger brother? Can you, if you don't mind, please share those details? I have become very pleased in hearing Jatayu's name glorified by you, although I am distressed to hear about his death. Of course, as a brother, he will be distressed, isn't it? If you're not becoming distressed when you're hearing about somebody's death or something sad, then you have a hard heart. Are we supposed to have hard heart or soft heart?
Soft heart.
Yeah. So now Jatayu is killed, and now we see this. Sampati is getting anxious. Oh my God. I'm I'm very pleasant to hear about my brother, but at the same time, I feel so distressed because you're saying he's no longer there. Really? Like that. Oh, best of monkeys, I wish to beg one favor from you. Long ago, the rays of the sun burned my wings, and now I can't fly. Would you kindly help me to come down from this mountain peak? So he's asking a favor from them because his wings have been burnt down and he can't come down without their help. Since only moments later, Sampati had expressed his desire to eat them, the monkeys couldn't readily put faith into his words. However, they reasoned, we are going to die in case by fasting. Therefore, even if this gigantic vulture eats us alive, it only means that our suffering will end more quickly. So now this Sampati was asking for help for him to be put down, isn't it? And monkeys are thinking, oh, is this guy saying, is this guy really meaning what he is meaning? Because what if he kills us? But they were okay. Even if they're going to be killed, they thought, let's okay. Anyways, we are going to die by fasting. If somebody is going to kill us early, then it's all the more better for us, because that way we will be killed faster. Right? This is what is their thought process. Okay, kids, in 5 minutes, we'll start our question and answer session. So please, so we covered a lot of concepts, a lot of themes. Any questions so far? I mean, I'm going to still go through some things here, but are you having any questions so far? So first, we talked about the cave that was created by Maya Danava, how he obtained, what sort of benediction he got, from whom he got, from Brahma, that is, he got it from Brahma, and that's because of the austerities, and he gave him mystic powers equal to that of Sukracharya, because of which he was able to construct the cave. But since he was enjoying with Hema, the Apsara, from Swarga, Indra got agitated, and he then drew Maya Danava out of that particular cave with his thunderbolt. And then Maya Danava went away, and Hema started to manage that cave. And because Hema is friends with what is her name? Swayam Prabha, right? Swayam Prabha is a friend, and she's managing and maintaining the cave. Swayam Prabha was now in charge of the cave, and these people, when they saw some flocks of birds and some living creatures there, they were so interested to go and see what was out there. They went to the cave. They saw, okay, these people are living here, and there is a lot of water as well. They could see that, and Swayam Prabha then took care of them. How she took care of them is something that I would ask in the question and answers. And then what did Hanuman say in return to Swayam Prabha's favor of treating them well? And then what did Swayam Prabha gave as an instruction to go out of the cave to the monkeys? And what did Angada say? What did Tara say? How they responded? And what did Hanuman do and talk about how did Hanuman actually, what were the 8 characteristics of intelligence, and what were some 14 attributes of Angada that he did say to Angada, and then what was Hanuman's tactics? What all things did he do? So first he flattered Angada, and second he created a sort of quarrel amongst the monkeys so that each of the monkeys start giving their own plans. And third thing he did was he told this guy Angada, if you're going to go to this cave or fast, and that's not a good idea because Lakshmana will somehow kind of find out about it, and he will cause your destruction, he'll cause you more suffering. Instead, what you have to do is you have to go to Sugriva, you have to surrender to him, he will install you as your heir apparent. And for that, what did Angada say? Angada said, you know what, this guy Sugriva, he's not good at all. For some reason, he's enjoying with my mother Tara. Sorry, yeah, he's enjoying with Tara, elder brother's wife. And first of all, he didn't follow Ram's advice. Immediately, he was enjoying himself because of the sense gratification. He forgot to fulfill the duties of Ram. I'm not going to go and surrender to him, or I'm not going to go home. If anybody wants to go home, they can go, but I'm not going. At that time, what happened was Sampati came in. Okay, Sampati so came in, and
Sampati is Jatayu's brother.
Correct, Jatayu's elder brother. That time he came in and he saw the conversation that was happening. Oh, you guys are going to fast. I'm very happy. I can eat you all one by one. It's kind of very nice. Like that, he made a statement. At that time, Angada was like, it's all because of this girl, Lady Kaikeyi, because of which we have Sita being kidnapped, because of which we have Vali's death, and because of which we have Jatayu's death. And now our death is also due to her. This is how cruel she is. Like that, Angada made the statement. And when Sampati heard the statement of Jatayu, he was like, oh my God, they are talking about my brother and they are saying my brother has died. Please, can you shed more information on it? I would like to know, because Jatayu is my brother. And you know what? My wings are lost. I'm not able to come down. I'm not able to really make my way down here. Please, can you guys help me so that I can position myself nicely and steadily in this place? For that, these monkeys were thinking, is this Sampati guy telling something real or what? He's really not having his wings or what? Because obviously he made a statement that he was going to kill us. But either way, no problem, because we are going to fast and die. And if he's going to kill us sooner, then it's all the more better for us. So I don't have a problem. The monkeys thought like that. Okay, are you clear so far, kids? I recapped the whole thing for you. Haribol, yes, I see Shiva is very, very impressed. Okay, Gopal, Govind, yes. Any Satvik, yes. Okay, Akshara, Varun, Aditya, Manhar, are you all okay? Kushi?
Yes.
Okay, Manhar is okay. Mihika is okay. Aditya and Varun?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, kids. So now, the monkeys, 1 minute. I'm sorry. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, hearing this, Angada became agitated. Addressing Hanuman, he said, what a horrible fate we now face. This is all due to evil Kaikeyi. Okay. The first time Sampati had heard of Jatayu's death and requested, please tell me the details. Okay, all that. Since only moments later, Sampati had expressed his desire, they thought, okay, anyways, we will die quickly also, no problem. The monkeys went and helped Sampati down from the mountain top. As they went down, Angada told the entire story of Ram's exile and heroic death of Jatayu. In turn, Sampati related his own history in a tearful voice. Long ago, Jatayu and I, listen very carefully, kids. This is the portion where Sampati is talking about his experience with Jatayu. Okay. Long ago, Jatayu and I wanted to test our prowess by challenging the king of heaven. And who's the king of heaven? Indra. After soaring high into the sky up to the heavenly planets, we defeated Indra in a battle. Then, having become proud, we decided to rise up even higher. Thereafter, as we approached the sun, Jatayu grew faint from great heat. To save Jatayu, I covered him with my wings. In the process, my wings became burnt and I fell on the Vindhya mountain. Can you all believe the act of Sampati, kids? How and what can we do as a lessons learned? This is compassion, isn't it? When Vaishnavas are in trouble, when we try to protect them, even though we will get into suffering, that is what we need to do. Can you understand this point? Say, for example, I cannot tell about Vaishnava devotees to you because probably you will not have an experience. But in your house, if your parents are in trouble, say, for example, your mom fractured her hands or, fractured her hands, then if she will not be in a position to lift some vessels or she'll not be in a position to eat, right? Because her hands are fractured. So what is that you will do to help your mom be able to function properly in a situation when she's not able to function? I want each one of you to answer this question because I don't want anybody to repeat what others are saying, okay? See, your scenario is your mom has fractured her hands. She's not able to perform her activities as before. And what would be that act of compassion that you would show to your parents to help help alleviate the situation or improve the situation? Okay. Yes. So let's start with Akshara. Go ahead, Akshara.
Maybe you can help her do the activities she needs help on.
You will try to help her with whatever she wants help on? Okay, great. Varun?
You can do things for her,
Like what?
like helping her with the vessels, and then
or cooking?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And helping her, feed her because she cannot eat, isn't it? Govinda?
Also, you could help her with also doing like cutting the vegetables and taking
vegetables for her
and doing devotional service
for her. Pray for her. Wonderful. Very
and
good.
Also do
Arati, okay. So in a mood to pray for her, isn't it? So that she recovers and she's able to join you in the service to the Lordships, isn't it? Okay, Manhar.
Yeah. So do help in like when she needs to cook food, then give the stuff to her. Okay.
Yeah, definitely give her stuff to her whenever she needs something. Just be of help to her. Absolutely. Okay, then Aditya.
I would help with like cooking and stuff that she wouldn't be able to do normally.
And would you also try to help her with the eating part because she may not be able to eat? If you do some food, then you have to make sure she eats as well. Okay. So this is the symptom of soft-heartedness. What is soft-heartedness? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us three things. Okay. Jive Daya, compassion to others. If you don't have that quality of being compassionate to others, no point being in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. So Jive Daya is very important aspect. Okay. If you are trying to ill-treat others, if you are trying to be negative to others, karma is not going to leave you. Don't do that act. Even though you are having some position of superiority over others, don't misuse that. Always be nice, always give respect, and don't misuse this point of, okay, I'm elder to him by a few years. I'm younger to him by a few years, so I can take advantage. No, don't do that. Okay, Jive Daya, compassion to others, is the foremost requirement of every human being. Okay, we have to have that act of compassion, soft-heartedness to help others in need. Okay, so this is what we are able to learn from this point. Okay, I forgot Shiva. I'm sorry, dear Shiva. What will you do, dear Shiva? I'm sorry. Oh, and Satvik and Mihika. I'm sorry, I forgot you guys. Okay, go ahead, Shiva. I cannot hear you, dear Shiva. Satvik, are you able to speak?
Oh yeah, I can speak, but I was raising my hand and I was gonna say like I can feed my mom. That I was actually thinking that at the beginning before someone else says it, but I was gonna
Wonderful.
actually feed my mom.
Yes, that act of feeding, that is so good, because you're actually, see how your mom used to feed when you are young and how you're actually reciprocating that love now. Isn't it isn't it nice? So that is the ultimate form of affection that you show to your parent. Okay. After, okay, unmute. I'm asking you to unmute, dear Shiva. Are you able to do that?
Are you able to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay, good.
So I would like to feed my mom too.
Wonderful.
Like help her, like with bringing something from the store, like vegetables. If it's so heavy that she could carry, I could help.
Oh, nice. Very good, dear. Very, very nice. You're all very good children. Vihika, go ahead, dear. I'm sorry, I forgot all of you.
So I would help, like if my mom had fractured her hand, I would help doing whatever I was capable of doing, like going to like the shop with her or helping her get things.
Wonderful, wonderful. All the kids are so good. And you should not only say these things when it comes to reality. I don't want your parents to be hurt or anything. But whenever we see some people who are in need, we should go forward and help. Okay. The act of helping should immediately come in our heart. We cannot laugh at others who are very, very going through a tough position. Sometimes we smile and laugh and we make fun of them, isn't it? Oh, you can't even do this. You can't even do that. Oh my God, you're a waste. Like that, we try to make fun of others, right? Never do that. Okay, please. That particular thing, it will not take a long time for you to become like that, right? The moment we start to criticize and the moment we start to think ill for others, that moment itself, there is a fall down right there. That attitude itself will cause a fall down. Don't ever have such kind of mean attitudes. Okay, kids, we should be compassionate. And if we are not compassionate, we pray to Krishna, please make me compassionate, if you don't have that feeling. And now that is what is described here. Angada, so when he said this, after saying, Angada sat down on a kusha grass and he started to weep. And then at that point, Sampati was brought down and he's talking about his encounter with Jatayu. At that time, he was saying to protect Jatayu, he actually kept the wings of him so that he is not burnt. So that is how he protected his brother. And that is why I was talking about compassion. So he said, after soaring high into the sky up to heavenly planets, we were defeated by Indra in the battle. Having become proud, we decided to rise up even higher. And then we approached the sun. So they came near the sun. That is why it was scorching hot. And Jatayu grew faint from the heat. Because when you go, went up at the top, even above the heavenly planets, they went up. And they wanted to prove they are great. They got lost, and now they wanted to prove they are great. See how pride means to fall. Never be proud. And then after that, as we approached the sun, Jatayu grew faint from the heat. To save Jatayu, I covered him with my wings, and in that process, my wings became burnt, and I fell down to Vindhya mountains. Are you clear with the story? Angada then interrupted, saying, if you are actually the elder brother of Jatayu and our well-wisher, then give us information about Ravana. And now Sampati is going to tell about Ravana or what? I mean, next time we will see. Sampati replied, because I'm very old now and my wings are burnt, I'm unable to physically serve Lord Ram. Like that he said. But at least I can do with my power of speech. I was told that the young lady was carried away by Ravana and she was crying out, Rama, Rama, that is Sita, and she dropped some of the ornaments on the ground. I know that this Ravana is the king of Rakshasas and his kingdom is in Lanka. It is 100 yojanas from the southern shore. Because I am a descendant of Vinata, my vision extends for more than 100 yojanas. Thus, I can see a golden city from here. So, because I am a descendant of Vinata and they have the capability to see far visions. Okay. And so he was able to locate this golden city of Lanka from where he was. My dear monkeys, you will be able to find Sita in Lanka, guarded by Rakshasis. Now please grant me a favor. Take me to the ocean so that I can offer water to the departed soul of my brother. Now the monkeys, they all became overjoyed. Yes, yes, yes. We got a clue of where Sita Mata is. Yes, she's in Lanka. And this is what we want to know. And Sampati revealed this great news of where Sita was, and they were all overjoyed. Casting their vow to fast until death, they took Sampati to ocean and quickly returned. Jambavan then asked him, how did you learn Sita had been abducted by Ravana? He was very curious and asked Sampati, oh my God, how do you know that she was carried away by Ravana? How did you get this information like that? And next week, we will see what that information unfolds to be. Then, but for now, we will pause here, okay? And now is the question and answer session. Okay. All right. So first question, how should the guests be treated? And here Swayam Prabha, how did she take care of the guests who she received? And what did Hanuman do in favor? Okay, go ahead, Varun.
Okay, so what you should respect somebody by like when a guest comes to your house, you can like give them food and you can make them sit somewhere, and you have to give them like a glass of water, and like that person she gave Hanuman
and all the monkeys
and all the monkeys like food and water and like a place to like rest and like sit.
Refreshments, yeah.
Yeah, like refreshments and drinks. And then Hanuman in favor, he was like, oh, like you have done so much for us. What can I now do for you? That's kind of like what Hanuman said, and we should be like that whenever somebody like gives us things. We should like give things to them in response.
Yes, absolutely, Varun. Very, very good understanding. So thank you. Absolutely great answer. Okay, let's move on. How did Swayam Prabha take the monkeys out of the cave? What did she do? Manhar.
Like she used her mystic powers, and she said that you have to close your eyes. Then only she will use her mystic powers, and they will go out of the cave. And if they don't close their eyes, then they will be stuck in the cave. So she did use her mystic powers, and all the monkeys closed their eyes, and then they got out of the cave.
Wonderful. Where are you now, Manhar? In the temple?
No, I'm not at my house.
Oh, you are at your house. Okay, okay. I thought you went to temple. That's why you were wearing the mask. Okay, no problem. Thank you, dear Manhar. That was a fantastic answer. Next, Mihika. Okay, Mihika. Who did this cave belong to? Who constructed the cave? And can you give me little details about the cave as such, Mihika?
So basically, it was a person named Maya.
Maya.
Yeah, Maya. So basically, how he constructed the cave was that like he did austerities for Brahma, and he got the boon, and from that he was engaged with one of the apsaras named Hema.
Correct.
And then Indra came and he basically killed him, I think.
Drove him out of the...
Yeah, drove him out of there.
With the thunderbolt,
Hema, she gave the responsibility of the cave to her friend Swayamprabha.
Swayamprabha, yeah.
Yeah, Swayamprabha. And Swayamprabha, now she's the one who's taking care of the cave.
Correct, absolutely. And okay, now we have okay, so what are some of the things Hanuman actually told Angada about? I mean, okay, before that, okay, there's two questions, right? Okay, what did Angada want to do once he came out of the cave? Shiva.
Linda.
Yes, I'm coming. I'm coming to you. Okay, you're not able to mute?
He wanted to fast until death.
Correct. He wanted to fast until death. And then Shiva, what did Tara say? What did she want to do? Shiva.
She wanted to go in the cave and
Correct.
live there.
Correct. She wanted to go into the cave because that way she cannot, nobody has to fear, right? Nobody can enter the cave and she can be fearless. Nobody can kill like that. Okay. And then Aditya, what did, what was this thing like? How did Hanuman praise Angada's intelligence, and what were some of the traits that he praised Angada for, and why did he do this act? And next, Govinda after that.
So, how did Hanuman praise Angada?
Yeah. Some characteristics on his intelligence, and what does intelligence mean? For Hanuman, how did he describe the 8 characteristics of intelligence, and what are some things he praised Angada?
I don't remember the 8 characteristics.
No problem. Whatever you remember. I know it's hard to remember 8. That's
yeah. So like after like they went out of the cave, Hanuman was basically like really he was he was like kind of happy that they were like taken out of the cave, and then after Angada said like how he's gonna fast until death, Hanuman like he thought that it was like really
he was not ready to do his duty basically, right? He wanted to fast until death and die without reporting to Sugriva, and that was not fair. So he started to praise his intelligence.
Praise Angada's intelligence, yeah.
Angada's intelligence. He said, oh, you know what intelligence means? You have to listen to what others have to say. Your intelligence is to have capacity to listen to others. What is the basic essence that you get out of the conversation by talking to others?
Yeah, he was telling Angada like to follow all these things, and like you have to like listen to what other people are saying, and like not just do whatever you want. And like yeah.
And use true wisdom, knowledge, and then be able to decide. See, if somebody is saying something, you have to go for a proposition in favor of it, go for a proposition against it. You should understand the basic intent of what they are trying to say. All this is the characteristics of your intelligence. You are so great in regards to intelligence. And what do you remember? Any qualities that possessed by Angada, which was praised by Hanuman?
Like he was
see, what is it? He's praising him, saying, oh, you know what, you can tolerate anything, whatever. See, this right now he's not in a position to tolerate it. He's just going to give up his life, isn't it? So he's saying, oh, you know what, you have this characteristic of tolerating. And you know what, you have a compassionate quality. You know what, you are so good at this and that, and some things like that. So that just to boost him up and give him.
Yeah, he was doing that. Yeah, he was doing that in order to like make him happy and like actually follow these things and like
correct.
After the praising.
Exactly. So he was using that practice. So this is Hanuman. Hanuman is so intelligent. Are you able to understand, dear Aditya and others? So he's saying, oh, you know what, you're so you always appreciate the other services. You know what, you are able to tolerate you tolerate all kinds of sufferings. You are knowledgeable in everything. You can tolerate hardships. You appreciate what others do for you. So all these are the qualities. You are able to guard secrets. You are consistent. You are rigorous. You are an expertise. Like that, he's trying to praise Angada. Okay. So this is what I'll come back to you with another question. So now, Govinda, what are the 3 things Hanuman is trying to do here? 3 things he did in terms of in terms to get back the army into fighting. What are the 3 things he did?
He said,
I mean, he wanted to go do these 3 things so that they can start fulfilling the mission of Lord Ram. What were the 3 things?
3 things was not like the
So first was he was flattering Angada.
Flattering the Angada. Then second one was what? That they were.
What did he do to the monkeys?
They said, you don't need to lament.
No, they didn't lament.
No, this.
He started
They agreed to starve.
No, he made them quarrel with each other so that they can say, you know what, I need to do this. We should do this.
They want to make their own plans.
Yeah, he started the monkeys. This is all done so that everyone comes up with one different opinion, and finally they say, oh yeah, you know what, it's better to go to Sugriva and report, or we will continue our mission to find Sita. Somehow he wants that answer. And third thing he does was, what it is the third thing that he does?
That Angada.
Yes, he spoke to Angada. Yes. What did he speak?
You need to go and tell your Sugriva that we did in Mithalba, and Angada said that he's very bad because he's attached with my wife.
Yes.
His mom.
Yes, Tara.
And
so Angada didn't want to come. I mean, he said, I'm not going to come to Sugriva because, you know, he's not good. Okay, good job. Absolutely very good. And then Aditya, coming back to you, what about this guy Sampati? What's going on there? Can you explain that episode?
Yeah, so basically after he realized that his brother his brother, right?
Yeah, brother, his younger brother.
Yeah, younger brother died. Then he was
after that you can follow on. Okay, go ahead.
He was like, oh, nobody told me this. Then he was like, oh, how can that happen? And like nobody, once he like realized about it, he was like not hard-hearted. And like he
correct.
Yeah, he was soft-hearted, and he like
asked more about
asked more questions about how it happened, like when it happened, and like all that.
Yes. Satvik, to your point, what does hard-hearted and soft-hearted means? And can you also tell me the story of this guy Jatayu and Sampati, how his thing got burned?
Okay, so soft-hearted is like it's like caring, like that's the like heart that is caring. But hard-hearted is like you're not caring, and you're like mean and like bad things. But soft-hearted is good things. And the Sampati burnt his wings because they were Jatayu and Sampati were actually flying high. They weren't even past the heavenly planets, and then they were about to touch the sun, and so then it was about to burn Jatayu, so Sampati actually saved him and like used his wings to save him, and Sampati lost his wings.
And this is an example of
compassion
and soft-heartedness, right? Very, very good job, all of you. Satvik, how old are you?
10.
10 years. Very nice, very nice. Okay, kids, did I leave anybody? Did I miss out on anybody? Hope not, right? Kushi was here, but she's not here now. Okay. So all of you all did a great job. Hope you remember this till next time. So we will see what is Sampati going to say about, he then revealed the secret of where Sita Mata is, and we will know more information as to how he got to know about all this in the next class. Okay, it's such an interesting episode. We'll be talking in the next class. So now, kids, what we do, we just offer our humble obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sandubhye evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotee kids. Bye, kids. Thank you. All glories to all of you for actively listening and participating. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good Sunday. Hare Krishna.
Bye.